But the fact is, we do have a robust system in place for processing these people through, the lawful asylum process. The problem is that the Trump administration has, in effect, helped create this problem by not allowing people to come into the country and apply for asylum, which, number one, is their legal right to at least apply, and number two, what people forget about asylum, under current U.S. law, you can only apply for asylum when you are physically present in the United States. So no matter what the president says about this potential Remain in Mexico plan, that is unlawful. It's in violation of our law, of agreements we've signed through United Nations and other countries. And because the fact is, our president, no matter who he is, cannot circumvent the will of Congress as codified in the Immigration and Naturalization Act. And that says people like this migrant caravan have the right to enter the United States, make their claim. They may be denied and then deported, but they do have the right to enter whether or not they are at a port of entry. And the longer this situation goes on, it shows how unsustainable Trump's position is. Look, it's only been a few days. How can we have all these people remaining on the Mexican side when they are desperate? Many of them are trapped now in sort of as stateless people, and they have nowhere to go. And the northern part of Mexico is part of the most violent regions of that entire country.
And Congressman Elijah Cummings made that point earlier today, that is unlawful. It would be an unlawful policy to have these asylum seekers on the Mexican side while their applications are being processed in U.S. courts. So, Rafael, the Tijuana mayor has already, tried to make a case that while Tijuana is already handling a huge number of migrants, an appeal might even be made to the United Nations. How do these images assist Tijuana in making that argument?
Essentially, these images are proving his point. He says we are unable to process the needs and to care for these many immigrants. And let's remind our viewers that there are more than 5,000 Guatemalan, Honduran, and from other countries in Central America migrants that are there in Tijuana. And he was bitterly complaining on Friday, saying the Mexican federal government has abandoned us. He was also appealing to the United Nations for help and saying we cannot sustain this situation anymore. They have been, with their local funding, providing for their food and shelter, their basic needs. And he said, I am not going to spend the money of my local taxpayers to provide emergency services for these migrants. And he was also very concerned about the security situation in Tijuana, although we haven't seen a few isolated incidents, but not that many incidents of criminality in that part of Mexico.
Hey everybody, welcome to Threatcon 5 Radio here on the Threatcon 5 Radio page, the Threatcon 5 clothing page, and believe it or not, starting this evening, we are broadcasting live on YouTube stream. We will get you those links later if that becomes an easier platform for you to tune into. I am Bulldog, joined as always with my co-host and friend Judy.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Hey, what's going on there?
So, well, I'm still at home, and I sleep when I want to. I clean my kitchen a little bit today. Same old, same old. I'm enjoying this, but at the same time, I'm kind of looking forward to getting back to work eventually. And joining the living.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
So how was your week? How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was okay. But before we get into that, let's say hi to some of the listeners.
Right on.
Mark Cavelli is here. Glenn Estes, Dean Cerny. Hey, Dean, make sure you send a congratulations to your boy on that.
Yes,
and
definitely.
the rest of his team on that well-deserved win on Saturday. Chad Beaupre is here, one of our buddies from down under. Michael,
that's what she said.
Michael Sportello, good to see you. Mary Hoover, John McNatt, Tammy Yates, Christy Stone, Mark Zahner, Cindy Cerny, Raymond Trueblood, John Ginsberg, Mark Donegan, Crystal Verhagen, Jill Halka, Matt King, Bob Jordan, Ronnie Brown, Jared Marston, Jeff Jebby, Dave Sy, David Ron, a.k.a. Uncle Sy, and Carolyn Franzen. That's who I see right now. Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. We enjoy you guys being here as much as you enjoy us bringing this weekly entertainment. So how was
real quick on our listeners, a list of listeners, Jeffrey Longjebi, we want to send a special shout out to you. We hope you get to feeling better. I don't know if you saw earlier today, Bulldog. He checked into the hospital earlier. I don't remember when, but that he broke a bone today. So, but he did say he was going to make it on the air, but I was giving him shit because he checked into the hospital on Facebook and said he was feeling angry or something like that. And, he's in Michigan. So I was like, well, if I were in Michigan this week, I'd be pissed off too. And I made a comment about Ohio State.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. That was definitely something over the weekend, huh?
Yes, it was.
I also see Landon Steele, Charles Kilgore, and
what up?
And a couple others, David Goyette, Eric Ald. Thanks for being here, guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
As far as the Thanksgiving thing, we celebrated our Thanksgiving on Wednesday of last week because Kendra had to work on Thanksgiving. It's what you expect from a RN, but
right.
It is what it is. Overall, Thanksgiving itself sucked. I was bored out of my fucking mind. Sat around the house doing absolutely nothing. Come on. But that is what it is. How about you? Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was okay. I mean, it was okay. I have found Tuffy's playing hard to get here. He just put his foot up on me like this, and then when I went to grab him to come up with me, he's like, "No, I'm gonna play hard to get." Little shithead.
Yeah.
But the holiday, it was good. You guys have probably heard me mention my coworkers, my work family. We have seen each other through a lot of shit. And I went to one of my coworkers. Actually, we have the really short cubicles so we can bird dog each other. All we have to do is sit up and look like this. And my coworker that sits right in front of me invited me to come over. And I was out of the house for 8 hours. So between, driving to her house, I'm driving again, so that's good news. Drove to her house. I did nothing the whole day except sit around and eat. I couldn't help it all. I'm not allowed to. Drove home and then was dead for the next day and a half.
Yeah, I bet.
But it was good. She sent me home with a plate of extra food. Because, that's one bad thing about when you go to somebody else's house, you usually don't get leftovers. So she sent me home with a nice big plate.
Yeah.
But it was great for her. She, for her to open her home to me. And I know her husband and her son. And so I already knew, half the people that were there. So it was a nice day. It was nice and relaxing.
Good. That's awesome. Biggest news that's gone on over the last, 4 or 5 days has been the caravan. The caravan. I hate referring to it as the caravan, but
that's the politically correct way to say it.
But it's bullshit because if you look up the definition for caravan describes a group of people in Africa traveling across the desert, or a fucking vehicle that you fit a whole bunch of people into, but whatever,
G'day.
the invasion at the border. Okay,
Yeah.
Judy, will you stop playing with your pussy?
I'm sorry.
All right, we're on air right now. We're on air right now. Okay. So
come here, Betty.
You know, there's been a lot of people that feel as though they're relevant enough to run their mouth about things like this.
Like us.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like us. So let's just feed right into more of the discussion that's been going on over the last week in regards to the people that are showing up at the border. I'm going to give it to you from my perspective first, okay? I played that video at the beginning so that people could hear what other people were saying, and, you know, all right, is it against the law for the president to close the border? Absolutely not. It is not.
No, any country is entitled to fucking protecting themselves from invasion.
Exactly. Okay.
Fucking ridiculous.
Is President Trump wrong for ordering the troops or people at the border to use deadly force?
Again, here we are again. No, they're fucking invaders.
Okay, they are invading the country. They have showed up. They are illegally trying to cross the border. They are throwing rocks at the border patrol. They're causing mayhem and you know, all this and that. But the biggest thing that I hope you all noticed when I played that video at the beginning is, of all the people that are running towards the border, sneaking through the freaking slats in the gates, and causing mayhem.
Yeah, the little weak spots here and there that I've seen.
No. How many women and children did you see?
Well, hold on. Sneaking through, nobody, but, you know, the pictures of them running are on the forefront.
Okay, but hold on. But that's it. But that's exactly the point. The pictures are of the women and children. But when you watch the videos that are all over these very same news outlets, there are not that many women and children running towards the border. Yeah. It's all adult, male, military-age individuals that are throwing rocks, walking through the border, creating mayhem, and you have jackasses like that were on that video that started the show tonight that say stuff like, well, they can't legally apply for asylum unless they're in the country. You're absolutely right. They cannot. But why should we allow them in the country? 5,000!
Nobody else wants them. Mexico doesn't fucking want them.
5,000 individuals showed up at the border. 5,000! In Tijuana alone. We're not even talking about the other entry points that these people are trying to get into. Just the Tijuana area alone, there's 5,000. 5,000! Now, if you remember around midterm election time, the Democrats were very quick to tell you that, no, there's not that many. That's a fabricated story. There's not that many, you know, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Well, you know what? Apparently there is, okay, because there's 5,000 of these little fucking wetbacks sitting on the other side of the San Diego border area down there in Tijuana that are causing mayhem in Mexico to the point that Mexico wants them out. They've made multiple arrests. They've already deported some of these people. And this is our problem? No, this is not America's problem. This is where people in this country need to pull their heads out of their full point of contact. What it comes down to is the president is doing something to protect the nation, protect the individuals of this country against people that are going to not only bring crime here, and you could say whatever the hell you want. There's been numerous situations that have been pointed out and shown in the news where these individuals coming here are committing crimes. 2, they're going to be a freaking a drain on our economy. They're going to take jobs away from hardworking Americans, and they're going to they're going to further put our welfare system that much further in the hole. Okay? They had the ability to apply for citizenship or apply for visas.
They were given us or offered asylum already and refused it.
These people do not deserve it. I'm sorry.
Mark Zahner brought up a good point. Asylum starts with the first country you arrive in, not your choice of country. So the reason I say that is because it made me think of an interview that I saw of one of the women that was interviewed, and she said that their intent was with the whole storming the border thing. Their intent was to intimidate the U.S. government into us letting them in. They do not want asylum from Mexico. She actually said, this is not what we want. What we want is to intimidate, basically bully the U.S. government into letting them in. Like, we're just supposed to just be like, oh, okay, well, there's 5,000 of you and there's only X amount of troops to support the border, the border crossing right now. So we'll just let you on in. Sure. Yep. I mean, they really think that they can come in just, if they push hard enough, if they bully us enough. And the sad thing is, there's a mentality that I've seen sweeping the country right now. Well, I wouldn't say sweeping the country. I'm afraid it will sweep the country. That we're not supposed to treat them like combatants, that that we are the enemy. The people that agree with us, you and I, Bulldog, we are the enemy because of our thought patterns.
Yeah.
These people are fucking invading our country. End of story. I mean, what else do you want? Had this, this has happened in other places where our American citizens have called for our military to go to those foreign countries and handle that shit. Now we do it on our own soil and we're the enemy. I don't fucking understand that. And if that sort of mentality continues to bleed into our country, I seriously, I'm kind of at a loss on how to describe my feelings on this. We're fucked. If people actually think that we're just supposed to open our borders and let whoever the fuck we want to in, no matter what their intent is, we're all fucked. Because that is the mentality that is going to start sweeping the country if we don't put a stop to it. We're fucked.
It's completely disgusting, some of the stuff that's going on, okay? You've got celebrities who haven't been relevant in years, like Alyssa Milano calling the president names on Twitter, saying that he is so wrong for using...
She's so fucking dumb.
You know what? I used to really like her. I really did.
Listen, all of you guys who thought she was hot when she's younger, she still is hot. So somebody needs to go fuck her.
No, she's not. She's not hot. Her attitude alone makes her fucking ugly. Okay, her self fucking entitled fucking bullshit of an attitude makes her fucking ugly. But what it comes down to is this. Okay, here we have an individual that wants to throw it out at President Trump, saying that he is wrong for ordering them to use tear gas and what have you in defense of the Border Patrol agents down there. But what does it come down to? Obama did the same fucking thing 5 years ago. 2013, it is all over the fucking news. So what makes President Trump... Oh, wait a minute. I know what makes him different. It's President Trump, and nobody can give the guy he's fucking Republican break. Like Landon Steele said in the chat just a little bit ago. If it was 8,000 Russians trying to break into the country with the intent of voting for President Trump, CNN would have a complete, total change of heart on this. And this is what is wrong with this country right now. Okay? This is really what is wrong with this country right now. People are so fucking blind as to what is going on that they can't see past their fucking nose. All right? They are allowing these news outlets like CNN and Breitbart and fucking Huffington Post and all these freaking outlets to dictate to them what is right and what is wrong. I had an individual today that I get into an argument with that wants to talk about, major win because Ford is closing down its plants because of President Trump. If you read the story, it says very clearly that they're closing down plants for the vehicles they are no longer making. White-collar jobs, and the employees are being very well taken care of with severance packages. But this is the thing. People want to cast a stone and make it look like, oh my God, it's this and that, and he's so bad, and all the metal tariffs of what caused the issues, and so on and so forth. Yeah, Dean, I know it's GM. That was my point. Ford is not doing a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
But these are the arguments that people are going with.
Yeah.
Okay,
so on the Alyssa Milano thing, the reason I said she's so dumb is because she's fucking crying. So she shot off a couple posts at Trump because that's what she's all about. That's how she's getting ratings, is because people don't like Trump. But she spouted off about how Trump gassed them. First off, it wasn't Trump. There is ROE. The ROE is not decided by the president. There are laws already in place. Anyways, she said, "How dare you?" And on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You're fucking stupid, you bitch.
Well,
Thanksgiving's an American holiday.
Because these are the fucking idiots. They don't fucking think, okay? Not only do you have Alyssa Milano running her mouth, but the stupidest fucking politicians since Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi, fucking Alexandra Ocasio,
oh my God,
whatever the fuck her name is,
Ocasio-Cortez,
is equating this to the Jews escaping the Holocaust.
What? Okay, I totally missed that.
Yes.
Seriously, I think every time we are in a lot of trouble with people like her in the office, because every time I hear about her, I swear to God, everyone loses at least 5 IQ points when she starts talking. We're fucked.
Yeah, and you can't even make up the shit this woman says.
I know. It's fantastic, actually.
She compares the members of the migrant caravan to Jews fleeing Nazi Germany.
That's totally the same.
Yeah, totally the same. This is the woman that believes that the Palestinians are having a hard time finding housing in Palestine. But she's not the geopolitical expert, so how would she know? You know, but I can tell you all this. You know, when she gets inaugurated in January, and the next day, and the next day, okay, and the next day she starts writing laws. You know, hey, you know that's we're all going to be better for it, because you know the Electoral College is going to be free.
Isn't that where she went to college? Isn't that where she got her degree from?
The Electoral College? Yeah. I mean, you can't make this shit up, okay? You really cannot make this shit up. These individuals are so fucking dense that it is almost hard to fathom that somebody could be that fucking stupid, okay? Stop.
Oh, I'm hurting myself laughing. I gotta really stop it.
You know... It's you can't. I mean, seriously, you cannot make this shit up.
Like Bob Jordan said, you got to hold the dumbasses who voted for her accountable too. I totally agree.
All right, so hey, I see some new names in here. Steve Lucier, hey, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Be sure to share the show if you like what you're hearing. Make sure you share the show so other people can get a hold of this. All right.
John McNatt says this is why it's so terribly important to spay and neuter.
Exactly, right? So let's move on. Let's move on a little bit further, because we're on the topic of Alexandria Cortez Ocasio, or whatever the fuck this stupid bitch's name is. So a friend of hers decided today that he is going to run in 2020.
Oh, God.
Yes. Yes. Good old Bernie Sanders has announced that he is the country's best chance of defeating President Trump. So I'm going to throw this out there. With the people that are rumored to be running in 2020 against President Trump, Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, Beto O'Rourke, and who the hell is the other one? Cory Booker, and
oh God,
and
Spartacus.
Yeah, Spartacus, and the other one who believes that ICE is equivalent to the KKK. I think that President Trump stands a really good chance of winning again, because they're not going to put anybody up against him, who is competitive enough.
I'm going to start blaming our piss-poor education system on these very young millennials comparing our current government to Nazi Germany. That's what you get. Our piss-poor... That's what you get with No Child Left Behind and, the whole entire country trying to, teach to one standard. There you go.
Yeah.
Everybody's fucking stupid.
Right.
These are the people that are going to be charged with our care when we're old and harassing people in nursing homes. Bulldog.
Who created Common Core?
I don't remember.
You don't remember the name? Jason Zimba. Jason Zimba, one of the creators of the writers of Common Core. Okay? He needs to be taken behind a shed and beaten. All right? Because what we have here is a bunch of
Especially
individuals.
for the math.
Oh, yeah. Hey, 5 plus 5 is 10, but that's not the way you figure it out anymore, okay?
No, don't
it's
memorize it. Don't use your
5
brain.
5 times 10 minus 16 divided by 12 plus 5 equals 10 somehow. I don't get it. Just, you know, the political atmosphere in this country right now is so ass backwards and so completely fucked that I look back at my 22 years of service, Judy, and I go, why? Why? Why did I do it? Because I thought I was fighting to defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, never realizing that it would be more of a domestic issue in 2018 than it ever was a fucking enemy issue. All right? Because here we are, 2018, you have idiots who are throwing comments about taking guns away from individuals, completely doing away with the Second Amendment. We have individuals that are being punished for their First Amendment rights, you know, because we have social media. People like Mark Zuckerberg and the dipshit that runs Twitter that wants to say, you know what, I'm sorry, but your views are way too conservative, so we're going to suspend your account. Okay, it's your social media platform, and I suppose you have the right to do that, but if they really, really wanted to fight an issue, couldn't these people get their pages back by fighting on First Amendment right violations? We have the right as Americans to voice our opinion. We have the right.
Well, here's the thing, and here's if that one idiot was listening. Here's me being an apologist, whatever the fuck that means, because I like to see both sides of the story and then make my own informed opinion. I do see how Zuckerberg feels that he and his organization have a right to preserve, I guess, some ethics for the people that are paying to advertise on Facebook. And that's about as far. I mean, I see the point, but I still think it's fucking bullshit that there are things that you can't say. There are obviously, a couple years ago or about a year ago, we had people streaming live beatings and murders on Facebook. That's not something that should be allowed. That's why there's a Facebook delay. There's about a 5 to 10 second delay between what we're saying and when it actually airs on Facebook. But for us to just have our voices squashed the way they are on social media, it's disgusting, and it goes against everything that all of us were raised to believe and stand for. Yeah.
Well, all right, so we get a couple other new people in here. Mike Napa made the point that it is a private network. That I totally get it.
Yes.
You are right there. Eric Vincent Bridgewater, he says an apologist is someone who likes to argue. These are two names I've not seen before, so hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, the reason I said I'm an apologist is because Bulldog and I like to occasionally, when we have an issue that we tackle, we like to address both sides of the issue and then say where we stand on it. And I was doing that one time. I don't even remember what we were talking about, Bulldog, but it was over the summertime. And we were talking about both sides.
Hold on. Mike Napa said, I'm banned monthly.
Good on you. We're so fucking proud of you.
Yeah.
So, but I got accused of being an apologist, and whoever it was didn't really, I don't think, understood what the working definition of an apologist is, because Bulldog, like I said, we both like to present both sides and then, present our opinion which sometimes it leans to one direction, sometimes it leans the other, and sometimes we're middle of the road.
Yeah. See, but
the way the guy used it, like he was trying to insult me, and
it's with anybody that it's with anybody that tries to come at us. Most of them are so unfucking educated that the arguments are more laughable than they are actually.
Yeah, we're not scholars by any stretch of the imagination, but we actually put a little effort into our material.
I mean, you're a little bit more of a scholar than I am. I mean, I was in the Army, you were in the Air Force. But then again,
that's not saying a whole lot.
No, but what it does say is that I get the you get the brains, I get the brawn.
Yep. I'm the cuter part of the show.
You've got just as many balls as the rest of the guys in the Air Force.
I do, really. Yeah. Actually, mine are probably a little bit bigger, and they clank together louder.
But my point in the whole argument about the Facebook thing is that it's one-sided. Okay,
yeah,
they're only banning the conservatives. You don't see these individuals banning anybody that speaks up against President Trump. You've had Diamond and Silk. They had their issues. What's the other one? I can't. What the hell's her name? Not important. Anyway, but we have to, as a country, okay, and as Americans, individuals who were born here, we've had this conversation before. I believe wholeheartedly and 100% that the president needs to end. He needs to try to work it so that the Constitution is changed about birthright citizenship. Because if you are an American born here, of American parents, then by all means you have the right to be an American citizen. But if you are somebody born here of parents that are not citizens, your birth here does not make you a fucking American. Okay? So, back it up a little bit because I got a little ahead of myself there. But, okay, we as citizens, individuals that are born here of American parents that have grown up with the freedoms to understand that we have the right to freedom of speech, we have the right to bear arms, we have the right to speedy trials, so on and so forth. We need to look at these things and say, hold up. What makes you, as a politician, believe that it is okay for you to dictate to me what is best for me? Right. What makes it okay for you as a news outlet to dictate to me what news I hear?
Landon Steele just said that Black Rifle Nation was shut down permanently this week.
It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all, and it's getting ridiculous. Look at the individuals that, like we talked about at the beginning of the show. If you have a newspaper clipping of a woman protecting her children from tear gas, which, by the way, if you actually looked at the picture, she was using her children as a fucking shield, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
okay?
Well, we know.
But you have... here's a prime example. I'll break it down Barney style. During the 2015-16 runs for the Republican nominee, and then subsequently the run for the presidency, there was a lot of news that said Donald Trump was not getting the turnout at events that he was portraying it to be. My girlfriend Kendra's kids went to a couple of the Trump rallies. And on the news later that night, there was stories of whatever it was, this happened or this happened or this happened. And they both looked at, they looked at each other and said, we were there. That never happened. So it's a prime example of what we're allowing the news and the media outlets to tell us. Oh, well, right. This is what went down. And if you didn't know, you're watching the news outlet going, oh my God, wow, that's crazy that would happen. When in truth, that's not what happened at all. So you're getting only half the story. And then people get mad at the fact that President Trump calls the news fake. Because they absolutely are 100% fake. President Trump gets lambasted for kicking fucking crybaby douchebag CNN fucking reporter Acosta out of the freaking White House, yet Obama did the same fucking thing and nobody tore into him. We gotta have a more level playing field here. Hey, Tony Tolley, how you doing? Net is playing up seriously. I don't know what you mean by that, Lisa. Lisa Pierce is here, another one from down under. Steve Lucia wrote PF, 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 PF. I have no idea.
Probably...
I have no idea what that is, but if it's pff, you could have just put PFFFFFFF. It would have been easier. Hillary is going to Gitmo for her own execution. I hope so.
Steve wrote Hitler.
Oh, Hitler. Hey, I wear glasses and I can't see shit. So, neither here nor there. You know, this is the kind of shit that we're dealing with in this country, and I seriously think some shit has to change. But that's enough of that. Judy?
Oh my God, John McNatt says, well, you need to ask a credible witness like David Hogue.
Yeah, that fucking kid. That kid's a fucking retard. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it in the way I meant, in which you thought I meant it. I mean, I don't have a log.
Even retarded guys are like, that guy's retarded.
That guy, what the fuck? I keep grabbing on like a fucking beard hair or something. You know, it's almost
so annoying.
But you know what? It's almost like, you know, have you ever noticed, Judy? Well, I don't know if you have noticed, but
no, my beard hair doesn't really bother me very much. I keep it pretty trimmed.
Oh no, I was going a totally different route with this. So the eating sunflower seeds and eating hairy pussy is about the same. There's a lot of going on. I'm telling you.
I don't swing that way.
Oh, well, I thought with all your negative man stuff, you would have swung that direction. You know, started hitting for the other team. I didn't know.
I'm not Butch. Come on.
All right, so what do you think? You think it's time for the douche of the week? Because I think it falls right into play with what we're talking about.
Yeah, let me get there to my stuff.
All right, so
go first.
I'll go first tonight. All right.
Threatcon 5 Radios. Douche of the Week.
All right, this week's douche of the week for me is one and only... What the fuck happened? He disappeared. There he is. The one and only Democratic Representative Eric Swalwell. And if you don't know what's going on with Eric Swalwell, well, let me break it down to you. Eric Swalwell, whether he wants to, you know, go on national TV after he made these stupid fucking comments and say... oh, well, you know, I didn't mean it the way people were taking it. You know, I don't know why people are turning my words against me. Oh, I don't know, because they were your words? That possibly could be the reason. He has basically said that if people don't want to give up their firearms, that he will nuke them. Yes. What? He actually fucking said that. Now, whether or not he meant it or whether or not that was what he meant to say, yeah, well, you know, maybe that's not
so does that mean we're all going to a camp?
So gun owners from across the country, gun advocates alike, locked and loaded their thoughts towards one Democrat representative from California. Shocking. On Friday, Representative Eric Swalwell rolled out his plan to use $15 billion to back semi-automatic weapons from Americans. That didn't sit well with gun-toting social media folks from coast to coast, in which Swalwell sniped back saying...
Gun-toting like we're all just fucking armed to the...
Yeah, like we're fucking Yosemite Sam, right?
It's the Wild Wild West.
Yeah. So he sniped back saying the U.S. military is more equipped to take guns than those who are standing pat with their Second Amendment right to bear arms. Well, first of all, they're jackass. That is the whole purpose of the Second Amendment. Okay? To prevent the government from coming to take stuff away from us and confiscate and bring tyranny upon American citizens. So he tweeted his formula for confiscation of the semi-automatic guns by saying, 1, propose a buyback of assault weapons, which, oh yeah, by the way, if you haven't heard, the ATF this week has basically said the term assault weapon is erroneous and needs to be taken out of the out of people's mouths because it is a stupid term. Gun owners say he'll go to war with the USA if that happens. 3, I sarcastically point out USA isn't losing his assault weapon. It's not the 18th century. 4, I'm called a tyrant. 5, 0 progress. Well, that wasn't all. As there were other threats by Swalwell, who hinted about dipping into the country's nuclear arsenal to make his plan work, he also tweets the following. When Joe Biggs sent a message to the representative saying, "You're out of your fucking mind if you think I'm giving up my rights to give the government all the power," so basically Representative Swalwell wants a war. He responded by saying, "And it would be a short war, my friend. The government has nukes. Too many of them. But they're legit. I'm sure if we talked, we could find common ground to protect our families and communities." This guy is just as bad as fucking Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or whatever the fuck her name is. All right? I swear to God, some of these politicians have just lost their fucking minds. And am I wrong to say that they're all Democrats? Wait a minute.
Was that out loud? Whoops.
Swalwell? Ocasio-Cortez? Waters?
What did she say she is? She's a socialist Democrat.
Yeah,
Didn't
she's
she
still
say
a
that's what she is?
She's still a Democrat. Waters.
But that's what she said she was.
Pelosi, Booker, Schumer.
Spartacus.
Should I go on? No? Okay. All right. All right. So moving right along to
mine.
Yours.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know, when you first sent me this picture, I thought it was a 1950s TV star. But it's not.
Is her picture up?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Outstanding. So my douche of the week is Sinead O'Connor because nothing else compares. She recently changed her name from Magda David to, yeah, God bless me, right? To Shahuda David. My allergies are really acting up because she converted to Islam.
Oh, shocker.
Hey, if that's your thing,
hey,
let
me just make it clear: there are no fucking popes in the Muslim in Islam, so it's all good.
And there's no fair treatment to women.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, was that out loud? So she is completely free to convert to whatever religion she wants to, and that is not why I'm here to tell you that she's my douche of the week, because that's not it at all. The reason that she's my douche of the week is because she recently went on Twitter lambasting white people and denouncing Trump and speaking up for women because I want her to be a representative for me. I want her to be my mouthpiece, clearly. In a series of polarizing tweets. By the way, side note, she was diagnosed with bipolarism I don't know, like 15 or so years ago.
No.
No way. I'm guessing she's unmedicated. Just saying.
Nothing compares to you.
She says, "I'm terribly sorry. What I'm about to say is something so racist I never thought my soul could ever feel it. But truly, I never want to spend time with white people again." If that's what non-Muslims are called. Not for any reason. They are disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Are those the same?
Isn't she white? She looks white.
My cats are fighting, which is awesome. Yeah, she's a little bit white.
She's
very
very
white. A little
white.
bit from Ireland.
She's very white.
Yeah.
It doesn't get whiter than that.
No, it doesn't. It really, really doesn't. And what I find very, very interesting about all this is how she doesn't want to be around the white people, you know, that gave her all the money that she made from her music career.
Which wasn't a lot, because I don't think she's done music in quite a few years. Like probably since she ripped up the Pope's picture on Saturday Night Live.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, I can't find anything. I haven't found anything reliable on her net worth or anything like that. But still, she, you know, she was doing she did close to $1 million. From what I can find so far, like I said, nothing reliable, but she made a lot of money off of her music career, where a lot of white people paid for her music. So I just, you know, and she doesn't even, she knows what she's doing is wrong, because she starts with, "I'm terribly sorry, what I'm about to say is something racist."
No. Actually, it's been very well determined that you can't be racist if you are talking about white people. No, no, it's not. She's not being racist at all, actually. So,
no, not at all.
So,
and she's not being a cunt either.
No.
I'm sorry. Damn it.
Hey, so I think it was Mike Napa. If it wasn't, I apologize for who just shared this. Just shared a story where Senator Lindsey Graham has tweeted at Representative-elect Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez that she should visit the U.S. Holocaust Museum to educate herself about the differences between Jewish refugees from Nazi Germany and the migrant caravan trying to cross the U.S.-Mexican border. You know, I've got to say that I am proud as fuck of Lindsey Graham. That guy, I don't know what happened, but somewhere around the insults that were being thrown back and forth at now Justice Kavanaugh is...
Oh my God, his little speech.
You know what, though? It's about fucking time his fucking balls have dropped. Senator Graham, I am proud of you. I am very fucking proud of you. And you know what?
When I heard a replay of the whole entire speech that he gave, I was like, I started doing the...
Yeah, the slow golf clap. You know, what it comes down to right now is we need more of him. We need more of him.
We need more of that moment.
No, we just need more of him. We need more of him. Okay, think about this for a second. We have enough of the liberal douchebags that run their mouth whenever they're in front of a microphone. Okay? You have, I remember a week ago, fucking the dude from Florida. Senator from Florida. Not Rick Scott, the one that he's taking over for. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Sure. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
What the hell is his name? Nelson. Bill Nelson. Bill Nelson and Chuck Schumer decided that they wanted to get in front of the microphone and talk about how Rick Scott was wrong for calling out the way the voting was going and all this and that. Well, guess what there, jackass? You fucking lost! You fucking lost! So you sit there and you fucking make a big stink up at Capitol Hill about, oh, well, this is this and this and that. Shut the fuck up! You fucking lost! All right? But, so you have that jackass. You have Schumer that does it. You know, you have Maxine Waters. I mean, I swear to God, she carries her own fucking microphone so that she can be heard.
So she can hear herself talk.
Nancy Pelosi's bipolar like a motherfucker. You know, all these Democrats that are constantly in the fucking news, you know, speaking up and saying something. We don't have enough of that on the conservative side. Think about it. Lindsey Graham, Trey Gowdy are really the only two that are willing, you know, all right, Tom Cotton a little bit, but I think Tom Cotton needs to put his military uniform back on and get that fucking sense of confidence back. Because that is what we need. We need these senators to step up and say, listen, this is bullshit. and we have to fucking do something about it, okay? Because
Mark Stainer says, Bulldog, why are you holding back tonight?
I don't know. I'm just, it's just pissing me off because what's got me all the best, what's got me all upset and frustrated the most about this is that all these fucking senators that just won positions for the House and the Democrats that are taking over that are all standing there like fucking the strongest cock in the fucking pen talking about, oh, well...
Yeah, my dick's bigger than
yours. We're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to investigate this and we're going to investigate that. Well, let me make something fucking clear to you there, jackholes. You do what the American people want you to do, not what you want to fucking do. You were hired to be the voice for and by the people. Not to stand up there and do whatever the fuck you think you can do because I'm in that position. Well, you know what? You can be fucking replaced.
So I'm going to have to step away for a minute and break this up because I can hear Baby doing the low growl, and when that happens...
all right. Well, you do that. You know what? You do that, and what I will do is I will bring us this week's fake sponsor.
To the voice of Tuffy's people.
Nope, we're gonna do this week's fake sponsor. Okay, everybody. So this week's fake sponsor actually might be a real product, but the commercial for it is fucking hilarious. So let's break away for this week's Threatcon 5 Radio fake sponsor.
We fighting? Sorry, an asshole.
Father Christmas?
Oh, hi. I didn't mean to wake you. Was just trying to find the loo.
It wasn't you. It's that stench.
I'm sorry, dearie. Just go back to sleep.
I was dreaming of sugar plums. Then along came the ghost of Christmas arse.
Listen, just give me a second, okay? And I'll wrap this right up.
What is that smell?
Oh, geez, not again.
Who'd he see? Nicholas!
Please, girls, go back to bed.
He's dropping Yule logs down his chimney.
Come on now, a little privacy would be great. I've been holding this thing since Dubai.
The whole house smells like a gingerbread manslaughter.
I'm sorry. It's the milk and cookies, okay? Every year destroys me.
Well, now that you're here, dumping lumps of coal in our toilet, what did you get me for Christmas? Gross.
I don't make a meal of it, okay? It's not that bad.
Look what I found.
Jesus, there's another one? Whoa, put that back.
I was looking around for that horrible stench, and I found this under the tree.
That's not for you.
I found hundreds of them, all for us.
As soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna get those gifts back, and you're all going on the naughty list.
Oh, yeah? Then I'm gonna put you on Instagram. Hashtag busted.
Do you know who I am? You have any idea?
Put in the cloud with the stinky thoughts.
You can't blackmail Santa.
Look, Kringle, you never should have pinched off a hot slice of fruitcake without using poopery.
Poopery?
Poopery, the gift that stops stinking. Since we're exchanging gifts, here's one for you. Next time, spritz the bowl before you go, and no one else will ever know.
So you can keep sneaking without reeking.
And your dingleberries will smell like jingleberries.
Anything else?
Yeah, Santa, hurry up. I really need to take a
Jingle bells, your poo smells before you drop a bomb. Click right here to save your rear at poopery.com.
That's got a little ring to it. I like it. Your poo smells. It smells like shitress. It is a real product. I told you it was a real product. But
oh my God.
Are you trying not to laugh?
I am. I'm totally trying not to laugh. So maybe I shouldn't have done this medication free tonight because I'm a little sore.
Ashley Butler says, I have this in my bathroom.
Who wrote that? Dean Cerny says it smells like shitress.
You know what? I love everybody that's commenting on this right now that are going, hey, it actually works. All right,
You know what?
there you
I
go.
can't buy it because of the name.
We need to fucking hit up Poopery and find out what it'll take for them to sponsor the show. I mean, listen, let's be honest. What
Much. They're already in Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. They'll be like, we'll throw you some free samples.
Jimbo would like to know, Judy. He said it's an awkward question, but did you get your pussy under control?
Actually, I got some pussy be gone.
Oh, Jesus.
It's also known as a squirt bottle with water.
I love it. I love everybody's like, it actually does work. Yes, it does work. That's great. That's great. Hey, you know,
Tony Talley says, medication free. You're brave. Yeah, I had abdominal surgery 4 weeks ago, and I'm finally off of everything. I take some ibuprofen every now and then, but yeah, I was brave. I shouldn't have done this without any ibuprofen or anything.
Ross Golden wants to know if it'll cover up the smell of a dead body.
No, that's what Lyme is for. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah.
Plausible deniability.
You're asking for a friend. We're answering for a friend. So we heard. It was written on a bathroom stall. Yeah.
Somebody's internet search was left open when I got to the library and I read it.
Yeah. It wasn't Glenn Estes's. I think he scrolled it on fucking hieroglyphics inside a fucking cave somewhere.
Jimbo says, "Is your water bottle ribbed?"
Jesus. Oh, so it's fucking hilarious. So what do you think? You think it's time to open the phone lines?
I think it is, definitely.
All right, folks. We're going to open up the phone lines. If you'd like to call in and talk to us about something we've talked about tonight or share something that...
Make sure it's interesting.
Yeah, please. You know, we Marines don't call. Nothing you ever bring up is interesting. And I'm tired of trying to have to fucking, like... Decipher. No, but for real. Uh-oh. Mike Napa says the president is live.
Oh, yeah, I did hear that he was doing something tonight. Because, you know, he wanted to see if his ratings would be better than Monday Night Football. But we all know the ratings are right here at Threatcon 5 Radio.
Yeah. So anyway, the phone lines are open. If you'd like to call now at 603-369-6467. And let's tell us what's going on in your world or someone else's world or whatever. Mike Knapp is giving us the video.
Oh, shit.
Why is it explicit? That's not good.
Well, they're calling it a round table.
Oh.
Look at the video. What the fuck?
It's a round table.
That's not very round to me.
And it's kind of hard to hear. But anyway, so, he's in Tupelo, Mississippi. You better be careful down there.
Blue Christmas.
Will you be down there? Fucking your cousin.
That's Alabama.
Roll Tide. Anyway.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, everybody. Hey,
Roll Tide.
So, you know what? While we're waiting for the phone lines to light up and people to call in, I want to talk about something that I heard this weekend. You know that I cannot... You know that... we're getting a phone call. All right. Who we got here? This is a number I am not familiar with.
Uh-oh.
330, you are on with Bulldog.
That's Ohio.
330, you're on with Bulldog and Judy. Who's calling? Where you calling from?
Mark Zahner.
Mark, and it's from Mark Zahner's from Akron, Ohio.
Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened the last time you called in?
I know, man. I shut the internet down.
You broke the show.
Say, don't thank me. I do that on my spare time.
So what's up, Mark? What's going on, buddy?
Okay. Everybody wants to, all these Democrats want to take care of these illegals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you a little story about when I was wounded, okay? I was wounded as a police officer. Doctor came in, looks at me and goes, with the extent of your injuries and the amount of damage you sustained, we're hoping that we can keep you around for another year. So I was given approximately about a year to live. That was 12 years ago.
Wow.
But I didn't have a job, put in for a disability, but police and fire is kind of like the VA. It takes years. So in the meantime, my wife at the time filed for divorce. So the judge kicked me out of the house. So I had no place to live. I was homeless. I was living in my car. I sometimes lived in basements, foreclosed houses, wherever I could find. I had no money coming in. Applied for food stamps, applied for medical care, anything. Got turned down for everything. Wouldn't give me a reason. Just turned me down. You know, I called senators, I called congressmen, I called everybody I could talk, tried the governor, everybody. Nobody would even talk to me. So for 2 years, I was homeless until Veteran Services stepped in and said, "What the hell is going on here? Why don't you have a home?" Right. I'm like, "Well, I don't have money coming in right now." "Well, hell, you don't, you know," and they wrote me out a voucher right there and helped me get a place. But I had no food, no medical, no nothing. And I mean, it was through the grace of other veterans, other police officers, firefighters, people like that came to my aid. That if they hadn't been there, I'd been dead by now. But you know something? They want to sit there and give all these son of a bitches free passes. No, hell no. Not when we've got people out there that have sacrificed their lives for this country and don't have a good life.
Absolutely.
There's just no way.
I agree.
You want to give them free phones, free medical, free dental, free optical, free homes, free this, free that. You know something? You can bite my ass, because as far as I'm concerned, they haven't earned it. And it's one of those things that just pisses me off so bad I can't even talk right sometimes.
No, hey,
not
you know what?
I can normally talk right when I'm not pissed.
I get you 100%. You know, this is one of those issues where I am fully on board with allowing illegal immigrants to come through our borders when there are not thousands of hungry children going to bed at night, when there are not hundreds of thousands of Americans living on the streets, when we are not dealing with veterans taking their lives for lack of treatment, when we are not dealing with the unnecessary and complete heinous acts of violence against our police officers. You know, that is when I will allow, in my eyes, the right to reestablishing our country as the melting pot. Until then, fuck that garbage. We have our own issues that need to be dealt with, just like every other fucking country out there.
When our forefathers came here, they came here with the desire of, I will learn your ways, I will learn your language, I will learn your customs, and I will get a job. I will make it prosperous. You know, I will make my own way. I don't want shit from you guys.
Right.
You let me in the country, and I'll make it. And even then, they had to go to, you know, ports of entry. If they were sick or they didn't look right, they went over to the hospital island. I can't remember what that one was called, but it's not Ellis Island. It was the one next to it. But they had to go there until they were better. Or if they got sicker, they sent them back. Right. You know, and that's just the way life was. You know, the strong moved on. And, you know, these people want to come in here with no medical exams, no jobs. You know, CNN a couple days ago had the thing on about how migrants, they're more prosperous than white males are and stuff like this, crazy crap. But when you go and you start looking into it, you find out, yeah, a lot of Asian immigrants are very successful. You know,
yeah.
And hey, you know, if I've got relatives who are from Mexico, from Puerto Rico, and I know Puerto Rico is a, you know, part of the U.S., but they all came here. They've learned English. They started jobs. They became teachers. They became, you know, engineers. They've all done something with their lives. They don't expect nothing out of this country.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely a big difference.
Their home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think that, you know, allowing these people to come through the border and seek quote unquote asylum is a slap in the face to all the immigrants that have came here legally and gone about achieving their citizenship the right way.
If you look at asylum laws, it's required that the first country that you leave from your own country, you seek asylum in. So they should have done it at the very least Mexico. So, yeah, you know, their intent was, like Judy said, their intent was strictly coming here. They did not care about getting asylum any place but here, because they knew we have the money, and that's all that's all they care about is our money.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
You know, I have a place. I'm renting a house right now. I'm saving up money. I hope to be in a house within a year or two. You know, it's not been an easy road for me. I still work, and my doctor tells me, you know, I go to the VA at least once a week, and he's like, "You're nuts for going into work." But I got a great job through Wounded Warrior Project, so, and it's only a couple days a week. It gets me out of the house, keeps my kids from not wanting to kill me.
Or vice versa.
Hey, yeah, right. So Dean Cerny commented while you were talking, his son is playing high school football and they're in the championship. They will be in Canton this weekend if you would like to meet up with him. So contact him after you get off the air.
Yeah, tell him to send me a message or something, because I can't. The only way I can see you guys is on my phone, and I have my phone right now talking to you. So
okay, yeah. So Dean, if you're listening, hook up with Mark.
Yeah, I'll meet up with him.
Right on.
They'll get me out of the house again too, because my dog says I'm driving him nuts too. So
that's my cats. I've been off work for 4.5 weeks now, and my cats are probably like, Jesus, isn't it time for her to go somewhere or do something or get the hell out of our hair and stop harassing us?
That's what I like about my dog. It doesn't matter whether I'm gone 5 minutes or 5 hours. I walk back in the house. He's like, "Son of a bitch, you came back. I love you so much. Oh my God, you're the #1 person in the whole wide world. Now feed me."
That's too funny. That's funny. All right, man.
Okay, well, I just wanted to add my 2 cents of whatever in there. You know, the system screwed me over. Why should they take care of people that don't even want to sit there and work for my country? You know, I sat there, I put on one uniform or the other, and I said, sure, what the hell? If I got to die to make sure somebody goes home safe tonight, I got no problem with it, you know. But I always assumed that somebody would be there with maybe a hot pocket or something, you know. I mean,
right. And a whoopee or a warm blanket or something.
People don't realize how frustrating it is when the only thing you have is a box of macaroni and cheese, and you've got to split it amongst 3 kids, and you live in a house that's got no hot water. You're living in a basement because it's a foreclosed house. Your buddy is a bank manager. He sets you up with a key. There's no hot water. It's only cold water. It does have electric, so you have a little space heater. You're all crammed in one room, and to make sure your kids eat, you cook them food, and you go to bed hungry.
Oh yeah.
So,
hey, brother, I used to eat fucking ramen noodle without water.
Oh my God.
Like literally open the packet.
Tastes good, okay? Like
just open the packet and fucking chew on the fucking noodle, because that was the only thing I had. You know, so
I think a lot of us have done that.
You know, I definitely know the feeling.
Something that desperate.
I used to sit at Speedway until they would throw out the day's old hot dogs, and they would put them in a separate bag for me and give them to me.
Well, that's good.
And that's what I ate for the days. So,
right on.
You know, when they sit there and they go, when people sit there and go, well, you don't understand how hard they've had it. I'm like, dude, you have no idea.
You know, somebody said it a little bit ago. It's, you know, we got to clean our own backyard before we can clean anybody else's.
That was Dean Cerny.
You know, that's definitely what it comes down to. So
yeah.
All right, man. Good phone call. Appreciate it.
Okay, take care.
You know, Mark brings up a point, something that I actually meant to mention earlier when we were talking. So for any of you guys who haven't followed or, you know, haven't been following for a while, when I was active duty, I was stationed in Germany for 5 years, and I think I was there all of 5 minutes, and I was in love with the place, and I swore I was never coming home. So I stayed for 7. Now, the max you can stay is 5 on my duty assignment, because just as it was time for me to return back to the States, the air war in Iraq had died down, and force shaping started, forcing 80,000 airmen out on the second wave of force. So I was in force shaping 2. And so I got out and I stayed in Germany, and I never stayed there one fucking day illegally. And the reason I did that was because I figured it out on my own. I stayed in a foreign country legally for 7 years. And you know, some people may accuse me of, you know, the privilege of the military or whatever. Regardless, 7 fucking years overseas, living in Germany, and I lived in Germany first for about 6 years, and I lived in the Netherlands, like not 20 minutes from where I lived in Germany, for a year. I was active duty for 4.5 of those years. The rest of it, I fucking figured it out on my own. And like I said, never one day was I there illegally. I wasn't even there on a passport just as a tourist. I always had sponsorship to stay, even when I wasn't working. So is it a pain in the ass to figure out how to stay in a foreign country or how to be in a foreign country or, you know, how to get your right to stay? It's a big fucking pain in the ass because you know what? Germany wants their people to fucking work. They don't want you to be a sponge off of society. It's a big fucking pain in the ass, but I figured it out and I made it happen. So I don't really have a whole lot of sympathy for these people who, like we discussed before, are storming the fucking borders.
Yeah. Fuck that noise.
Yeah.
Fuck that noise. Fuck it. All right. So, Judy, do you by chance have yourself a good news story, like a feel good story?
You bet your sweet ass I do.
Oh, my ass is sweet now, is it?
There it is, right there, right here. Am I going
Let's
first?
hear it. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear what you got.
I love this story. You guys will all fucking love this because Bulldog and I decided to start doing a new segment, not just stupid news. We do good news. So it's a heartwarming story or something like that makes us all feel good about being alive because, boy, we sure have.
Well, we talk about the douche of the week. You know, we might as well talk about somebody that did something good, too.
Right.
Yeah.
So we all know that, and Glenn Estes can attest to this, we all know that the Vietnam vets got shit on.
Oh, no, I wonder if you have the same fucking story I do.
Uh-oh. We might. So, I found a story. It's veteran related. It's good news story, and it's veteran related. It starts out, it's been almost 50 years since John Metzler received the Christmas card.
Jesus Christ!
Donna Kay.
Same fucking story.
All right, maybe next week we'll have to compare. Just do a quick comparison. So Donna Kay is a woman that sent this gentleman a Christmas card. At the time, he was a 23-year-old helicopter sniper who was in the middle of fighting in the Vietnam War. And while his time overseas was brutal, he says there was one thing that kept him going, a small note that was mailed to him on Christmas Day from a little girl back in the U.S. Kay, who was in 6th grade at St. Mark's Lutheran Church and School, wrote inside the card, I love this, I might tear up a little bit.
That's because you're
Dear
a big
serviceman,
pussy.
It's because I'm a girl and
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's how I roll. I want to give my sincere thanks for going over to war to fight for us. The class hopes you will be able to come home. That is really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for a 6th grader to write a message that is that moving, that's pretty cool. Now, Metzler is now a 71-year-old Army veteran, but he still keeps the card on a shelf in his home in Wendell, Idaho. Fact is, I think it means more today than it did when I got it, John told CBS News. He recently asked his family members to try and track Kay down so he could meet her, but they told him they couldn't find her. Little did he know, however, his family had found Kay, and they arranged for her to fly out to Idaho from her home in Florida so she could surprise Metzler. Needless to say, their meeting was incredibly emotional. I'm going to post a link, but I think this is really, really cool. So you guys have probably seen some messages flying around about, you know, the different ways that you can mail stuff overseas. You can mail Walter Reed. You know, these are things that are going to keep people going.
Bethesda,
yeah.
They're not at Walter Reed anymore.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But it's still a Walter Reed address, they're calling it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So, because people are so familiar with the name. But that was, when I saw that was like, that really got my heart. That is
it's amazing.
Story.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and there's
and you know the fact that what's her name, Donna Kay, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the fact that she was willing to come fly out and meet him again, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are the little things, and you know, I was, because they always call us Pop-Tarts, you know, when we were deployed, because unfortunately with a job like I had, when you're there for 2 to 3 months at a time, you fly out your hours and you're fucking useless in theater. And that's why usually like AWACS crews don't deploy for a year at a time, because you have to stand down for so long. And, you know, you can do other jobs, you know, you can do administrative jobs wherever you're deployed, but you're so fucking useless until you've burned up your rest time because you're a flyer, that they send you home. So I never had the opportunity to experience something like this. We did get care packages from anonymous people over there when we were deployed over the holidays, but being, you know, my ex was Army, and hearing his stories and the stories of the soldiers of his that I became friends with, I really, really know how much this meant to this guy. And I think it was pretty fucking cool that it worked out the way it did, that he kept this card for all these freaking years. That's just incredible. Yeah.
I've been working for the last, I don't know what, 5-6 months now. Mm-hmm. I've been in communicata with individuals that are trying to move and position the slab in such a way that they can transport it to Glen Estes for the letter that he got.
Oh, outstanding!
Because it was etched.
Etched. Yes.
It was etched in stone. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm trying really hard. You know.
That's awesome. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Yep. King Leonidas was very proud of him too. All right, so now it is time to get into some news. You ready ready for some not necessarily the news?
Yeah, you go ahead, and hope next week we'll have to compare good news stories just really quick. Just give a quick. Well, Bulldog and I don't like to discuss anything about the show that we're going to talk about live on the air before, because we actually started talking about the opening video, and he and I started talking, and I stopped myself like mid-sentence, and I'm like, you know what? We need to cover this on the air and save this passion for the air. So we are going to obviously have to compare stories about the good news story, because I'm kind of looking for veteran stuff.
Yeah. All right. So let's start this week with a story that is quite fucking weird. And of course, this is something that comes to us from not Florida. Actually comes from Saskatchewan.
God bless you.
Yeah, you fucking hosers. All right, you hosers.
Take off, eh?
So a widow will have her dead husband skinned so she can hang his tattoo on the wall. When tattoo artist Chris Wenzel, 41, knew he was going to die, he asked his wife Cheryl if his ink-adorned skin could be removed and preserved before he was buried.
I've heard about this. Ew, no, nobody wants my wings. That's disgusting.
He wanted his children and grandchildren to be able to admire the artwork for years after he had gone. Cheryl, from Saskatchewan, told the Globe and Mail, "I thought, that's different, but yeah, that's cool.
You think?
I don't care what it takes. I'm going to get this done for him. You can hang a picture on the wall. A tattoo is something that you have done for 100 years, and it's just preserving it." Now, you got to know, this guy's body is covered. He's got like the long sleeve T-shirt. He's got the fucking, he is done up. Okay, so according to CTV Saskatchewan, you have seen fucking Grown Ups, right?
No, I have not.
Oh, you've never seen the movie? Okay, that's what that comes from. When the guy is, taking his shirt off and stuff, and the girls are like, "Oh, look at him!" And he comes over, and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And he starts talking, and he said, "Hey, I'm from Saskatchewan." All right, so anyway, he'd been diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, a disease that causes a fast or irregular heartbeat. He died in his sleep in October after complaining of chest pains. His devoted wife discovered a family business in the U.S. that specializes in preserving tattoos of the dead. Kyle Sherwood, who runs the company with his dad, told CTV Saskatchewan, "Tattoos, tell a story about a person. And for someone to get something tattooed on them, they're displaying for life, means something to them. You wouldn't burn or bury a Picasso that's...
oh my God, it's a tattoo, not a fucking Picasso.
Yeah.
No, but you'll shred a Banksy at auction.
So, Save My Ink Forever will spend around 3 months working Chris's body, which involves a complicated and surgical process, according to Kyle. It's the largest tattoo preservation ever to be done in North America. Chris owned and tattooed the Electric Underground tattoo and did his first tattoo when he was just 7 years old after his aunt let him loose on her skin. I bet you that's not all he did.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was respected for his art throughout the city. Fellow artist Mark Winsott told CTV Saskatchewan that if you know anybody in the city with a tattoo, it's probably one of his. Yeah. So, I told you, it's fucking weird. People do some weird fucking shit.
I got some serious ick face.
But anyway, moving right along.
I don't know if I can after that. So, Alton, Illinois. I love this story. We've had stories like this one in the past. In Alton, Riverview, easy for me to say, Gardens basketball game ended early when a brawl broke out between some of the players Friday night.
Oh, shit.
Parents and other fans in the stands also got involved.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Do tell.
Video captured by the Riverbender shows the game stopped in mid-play when two of the players confront each other below the basket in the Alton High School gym. Madison County Sheriff Deputy Lieutenant Lawrence Warren said 3 of the department's deputies were at the game for routine security when the fight broke out. Now, if you're wondering why they didn't do anything, actually, they tried. Eventually, so many people got involved in fights, the deputies had to call for backup, according to Warren. Officers from Alton, East Alton, Wood River, Bethalto, and state police responded. Getting a little carried away much, are we?
Alrighty.
Warren estimated nearly 100 people were involved in fights, including students and parents. Setting the example, are we there, parents? No severe injuries were reported in the fight. No one was taken to the hospital, and no EMS was needed on the scene. Warren said the fight was most likely an isolated incident. Doesn't sound like that to me, but okay. Bill Saul said what was at Alton High School's hockey game with his son Saturday evening and was shown a portion of the video. The guy says, so he's just some schmuck bystander who doesn't even know anything about it. He just a spokesman for the article. Says, you hate to see that happen. To your point, they are there to learn teamwork, leadership, and correct extracurricular activities. Saul feels for the kids, especially those penalized, though they did not fight. It goes beyond pride for your school. You still have to respect. You still have to have respect for the game and respect for other players. It's just a game. What happened, unfortunately, was terrible, and there is no place for, because it is high school sports at all. Sorry, this is horribly written. It's hard to read. Shocker.
It's not funny either.
No, well, here's the thing. Bulldog, remember back when we were in high school, about 100 years ago or so, when Glenn Estes was our coaches, and and fights and shit would break out, or little nasty, tiffs or whatever. What did the parents do back then?
Beat the kids' asses?
They would break that shit up and call it unsportsmanlike unsportsmanlike conduct and beat their kids' asses. Now, well, let's clear the fucking stands. Let's all beat each other's asses. Let's not be adults here and set the example. Nope, let's go out there and beat some asses.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
It
really is. It was completely unnecessary. It kind of scares me, actually. So there we are, adults acting like, they're adulting again.
Okay.
So Bob Jordan says, this is why you don't schedule baseball games between the Bloods and the Crips.
Jesus. All right. Guess where we're going?
Oh, God, Florida.
We are going to the great state of Florida.
Outstanding.
A Marion County man was arrested Monday afternoon after he admitted to having sex with a miniature horse. Repeatedly. In addition to ponying up to having sex 4 times in a week with the horse named Jackie G, 21-year-old Citra resident...
What?
Jackie G. The 21-year-old Citra, or Citra, whatever the fuck it is, resident, Nicholas Sardo, told the detective that he did use a condom each time because he didn't want to get a disease from the horse. So, hey, you know what?
Surely that makes it okay.
Hey, at least he was using at least he was using protective, he was using prophylactics.
Yeah, because you don't want to have a Zorse or Centaur or,
Sardo is charged with 4 counts of sexual conduct with an animal. His bond is set for $4,000. The sheriff's office says a family member owns the horse. Now, if people are like they are with their regular pets, right? Like, this is your dog, you consider him part of the family, right? So if this horse was owned by somebody in the family and they consider that horse part of the family, should he not also be charged with incest?
Dean Cerny says, talk about a dog and pony show.
The sheriff's office said the family member owns the horse. The sheriff's office said Sardo told the detective he knew he was wrong for what he did and that he was a sick man. Under a Facebook post titled Justice for Jackie G, the Marion County Sheriff's Office described how Sardo got caught riding the horse.
Oh, no. Steve Lucier, I hope I'm saying your name right. He says, wouldn't that be legal in Canada? I think you have that confused with Alabama.
Roll Tide. On October 16th, a woman told the Marion County Sheriff's Office she had seen Sardo having sex with Jackie G in a pasture. Another woman told the detective the same thing and that she talked to Sardo about it. What? She said he took responsibility. Oh, then that made it okay. I mean, I saw you in the pasture. I saw you in the pasture, and you were fucking that horse. Yeah, I was. But I was wearing protection. Oh, well, that's okay then. Stipulations of Sardo's future contact with the horse could be determined by a judge in the near future. How the fuck does this work? Okay, you were being charged with animal abuse, 4 counts of sexual conduct with an animal, and we are giving you a restraining order. You are not to be within 1,000 yards of that horse, ever. But I love her! But I love Becky G! Or Jackie G, whatever the fucking name is.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. Ugh. I have ick face.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Alrighty then. Moving right along.
Moving right along.
So, hold on. I've got several stories loaded up here. I'm trying to pick one. So, guys, I'm just going to warn you that you're going to double over.
Mark Rosenveld wants to know if they have rings for hoofs. That's a name I have not seen in a long time. Mark Rosenveld.
Yeah, he's been MIA for a little while.
Yeah, he has.
We're glad to see you back.
Dean wants to know if it's still abuse if the horse liked it. I mean, how do you know if the horse liked it?
Oh. They scream, "Oh yeah, Daddy." Oh, no. We're moving right along before this gets horribly ugly. So, any of you guys listening, some of you may double over in pain. A man who laughed at police when they found no drugs in his pocket was later found to be hiding a bag of cocaine in his penis.
Oh.
Occurred.
Ugh. That's that sounds painful.
I know. James Mason told the officers, "Ha ha, I told you I had fuck all on us, you mugs," when they searched him after a disturbance at a student accommodation block. It doesn't say where the story does. I'm willing to bet it's from the UK. The 21-year-old was taken to the police station for being drunk and disorderly. No way.
And having a really hard time peeing.
After one too many swear words. How many is one too many? Is there like a limit? Is it 15's the limit? 16 you're done?
One too many. All right now. I was going to let you go, but that was one too many.
One more, and I'm taking it to the clink. On the way to Fourth Banks, the officers noted that Mason was fiddling with his sock and put his hands down his trousers.
Oh boy, his sock was in his trousers? I thought people stopped doing that in the 80s.
Hey, whatever, Oh,
unless it's a happy sock.
The special sock.
Yeah.
He was then strip searched at the station. Doesn't that sound like a fun Friday night? Where he pulled a bag of white powder from his penis. Now, I'm willing to bet that there's no fucking way that this guy had that kind of skill to be in the back of a cop car and stuffing bags of cocaine into his pee-pee hole.
No, he had to already have it there.
Yeah, he must have been like itching it or something. It had to have been incredibly uncomfortable. Mason of Dowling Avenue says Whiteley Bay has now been fined after pleading guilty to possession of Class A drug and being drunk and disorderly in a public place. Yep, this is the UK. North Tyneside Magistrates Court on Tuesday heard police were called shortly after 10 p.m. on October 17th to a disturbance at Manor Bank student halls. When officers arrived, they saw a man outside the courtyard talking to a security guard. Prosecutor Bethany Ginger blah blah, I can't say that last name, said the man was holding a bottle of Sambuca. Party! Appeared to be unsteady on his feet. His eyes were glazed and he smelled of alcohol. That sounds like Friday night in the barracks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
She told the court the police formed the opinion he was drunk. I love British news articles. They're so fun to read. They formed the opinion. Yeah, we call that reasonable suspicion.
Yeah, and one too many cuss words.
Yeah. They were informed the male has been involved in a disturbance inside the premises and possibly had drugs in his possession. Again, this sounds more... this does sound like a barracks Friday night. The officers told Mason they were going to search him, to which he replied, "Fuck off, you're not searching me." I love this guy. He then said, "Ha, I told you I had fuck all on us, you mugs," when they found nothing in his pockets.
Damn.
This gender...
Cocky, too.
Yeah, whatever her last name. I'm willing to bet that they caught him right at that liquid courage stage.
You know what? Listen, I'm going to go out on a limb here. No, it's not even a limb. I'm just going to say, this fucking guy, okay? This fucking guy right here, all right? He shouldn't be fucking charged. He shouldn't be charged. He shouldn't. The pain that he had suffered is enough. The cops should be like, you know what? Just give us the drugs. You go home.
You're good. You're good. Go.
Just go.
Be going with you.
No amount of punishment is going to take as much pain or bring you as much pain as the pain you had of shoving cocaine in your pee-pee hole.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that the catheter they removed after my surgery was less painful than that shit. Miss Ginger, whatever her name was warned about said he was warned about his banned language and told to leave the area. Man, the cops were going to give him a break. But he replied, I'm going to go back in there and fucking smash their heads in, the mugs.
Oh, shit.
I love this guy. Mason was cautioned for being drunk and disorderly and taken to Fourth Banks Police Station. On the way, the officers saw him starting to fiddle with his sock and put his hands down his trousers.
That boy.
They handcuffed him to stop messing with his clothes. That's not what he was messing with there, Mr. Copper. And he put in a request to strip search him when they got to the police station, which was granted, of course. At that point, Miss Gendra Drewski, whatever her name is.
John McNatt said he had an inning.
He removed his trousers, pulled back his foreskin, and pulled out a white bag of powder from his penis.
Oh, shit.
The defendant was asked what it was, and he replied that it was cocaine. Well, fuck, you're busted. Why hide it, right? Don't lie about it. Mason was fined 120 pounds after magistrates said they had rarely seen such an example of foolish adolescent behavior.
See, I told you. They let him go. They let him go easy. They were like, dude, you know what? Our bad.
This is the last line of this. I love this. He was also ordered to pay 85 pounds in court costs and 35 pounds victim surcharge. What in the fuck is a victim surcharge?
You got me.
I'm serious. They caught this guy at liquid courage moment. You know that moment where, you start out at the beginning of the evening and it's a good evening and the beer's going down just right. And you're like, yeah, I'm feeling good. And then about a couple drinks in, you're like, I'm going to take on the world. Dun, dun, dun. And then, if you keep drinking, it just goes down from there.
And he would have been fine if he didn't have that last cuss word.
Yep, it was that one last cuss word that put him over the edge. They arrested him right at the right time where he was just like, fuck all you bitches.
Yep. All right, so this next story obviously comes from across the pond as well. And, this only happens in a Middle Eastern country.
Oh, shit.
Fox News reports that a Moroccan woman is accused of killing, butchering, and cooking her lover before serving his remains to a Pakistani workers in a traditional rice and meat dish known as machbous. United Arab Emirates authorities said. Prosecutors in Al Ain Emirate said the woman, who is said to be in her 30s, was arrested on suspicion of killing her boyfriend of 7 years after he told her of his plans to marry another person from Morocco. The national newspaper Abu Dhabi reported the woman and the man were not named. It was not immediately clear how the man died, but the newspaper reported Tuesday he was killed 3 months ago. News of the death came to light in recent days after the man's brother went looking for him and found a human tooth inside the woman's blender. Boy, shoot, he was looking deep for him, huh? DNS confirmed the tooth was
really fucked up, though.
Oh, yeah.
She almost got away with it. It was almost the perfect crime. A tooth in the blender, dum-dum.
Yeah, she didn't do a very good job cleaning.
Oh, jeez.
Police said the woman will face trial after a full investigation is complete. Dubai-based Gulf News reported the woman admitted to the slaying. Well, then how did they not know how he was killed if she admitted to it? Yeah, I killed him.
Bernie says typical Arab lunch.
Yeah, mousbous.
I have that story. I don't know where it is, but I have that story as well.
Nice.
So, do you think the people knew that they were fed that after the story broke?
I don't know.
That gives me ick.
Either that or the person that, unfortunately was not able to make it that night is very happy for that.
Right. Moving right along.
Moving right along.
This one comes to you from our friendly state of Tejas.
Tejas?
Customers swarmed a Houston Bank of America branch over the weekend. Fights breaking out as they vied for $100 bills being spewed out by a rogue ATM in lieu of $10 bills. I'm really sorry I missed this. Cars lined up by the dozens filled with banking customers hungry for a windfall after a customer who had lucked out posted on social media after withdrawing money from the lucky machine. Instead of the $10 he requested, a $100 bill landed in his hand. The customer posted about it, prompting a rush on the ATM as people flocked there looking for some free cash, authorities told KPRC News Houston. It was 2 hours before authorities were called to quell the bank called it an isolated incident. Well, of fucking course they're going to call it that. They're not going to be like, oh, it's a nationwide problem with our ATMs. The bank called it an isolated incident that would not set a precedent for future withdrawals. But, this is the best part, Merry Christmas statement obtained by KPRC2 News. We have resolved the matter. Customers will be able to keep the additional money dispensed. So, if anybody knows anybody that has skills of bank teller maintenance in the Houston area, I'm willing to bet money there's a job open with this vendor. But, wow, how do you fuck that? Bulldog, how do you fuck that up?
I don't know.
Here's $10 bills or 100. I'll just throw whatever in there. It's good. Let's get out of here. Dean Cerny writes, better known as Northeastern Mexico. Jill Halka, he had one job.
One job. That's it.
One job.
So, I have to, this next story, I have to lead it on with a little intro music.
Okay.
Okay, you're not obviously going to be able to hear the music, but the listeners will. Okay?
Okay.
So, and I hope we don't get fucking flagged for this.
Oh, shit.
All right. So, this next story comes to us from... Oh, shit. Where the fuck was it? Who fucking cares? All right. But I have to give you some fucking lead-in music for it.
To impress a chick, helicopter dig, go, helicopter dig, helicopter dig. All right. To impress a chick, do the helicopter dig. Wow.
All right. A drunk, half-naked man went to McDonald's at 5 a.m., took off his trousers and pants, and began performing the helicopter with his penis in front of customers and staff. Hey, in his defense,
I have this story too.
To impress a chick, helicopter dick. Ryan Dolan stood 2 meters away from the counter when, out of the blue, he removed his clothes and started playing with his penis, police said.
Yeah.
The 29-year-old pleaded guilty to committing acts of public indecency at the Edinburgh Sheriff Court on Wednesday. Fiscal Deputy Nicole Lavelle told Sheriff Peter McCormick that after first whipping off his underwear, Dolan was showing his penis and testicles and thereafter was dancing with his trousers down. He pulled his trousers back up and then jumped across the front counter into the staff area and took his clothes off once more, she said. He grabbed his penis and started playing with it, pretending to serve customers. It reminds me of Zach and Mary Make a Porno. Maybe the guy had intentions of making some extra money. Who knows? He then started dancing again, carrying out the helicopter-like moves with his penis, she added. This went on for a few minutes before he jumped back onto the front counter, still half naked, before pulling up his trousers, pants, and leaving. Now, will you please tell me what the fuck the difference is between trousers and pants?
I don't know. One's uptight and one's not.
But they said before pulling up his trousers and pants. Whatever. Miss Lavelle described his actions as boisterous, heavily fueled by alcohol. No. Well, at least he wasn't messed up.
Jill Halka wanted to know if there was any white powdery substance involved, if he pulled anything from his penis, like magic trick.
The police were called by staff and an officer recognized Dolan.
Jason Donahue, who ordered the sausage, egg, and cheese.
The police were called by the staff, and the officer recognized Dolan from the CCTV footage of the incident. Sheriff McCormick was told Dolan had very little recollection of the incident. However, he did have 2 previous convictions for similar offenses.
No way.
They said he would have fined him £750, but reduced the fine to £500 because of his guilty plea. He will pay back the fine of $100 a month. Hey, you know what? If you could jump on a fucking McDonald's counter. Right? If you could jump on a McDonald's counter and swing your fucking penis in a helicopter motion and everybody just gets a fucking joy out of it, it's worth $100 a month or £100 a month.
Fucking A, man. Fucking A.
Fucking A. Here, he'd be offended, or he'd actually probably win his case by going to the judge and saying, "Excuse me, did you just assume my gender?" All right, moving right along.
Andy Cerny writes, I only left Dean Cerny unsupervised for 5 minutes. I swear, 5 minutes.
Oh, Jesus, right?
Oh, shit.
Damn, Dean. Damn it, man. Can't take you nowhere.
So,
moving right along.
This story, I should have read this, but it should have been my first story, but I forgot I had this. A Fox and Friends guest on Monday downplayed the controversy surrounding U.S. Border Patrol's use of tear gas against migrants in Mexico a day earlier, suggesting the disabling spray makes for a fine nachos accoutrement. Ron Colburn, a former Border Patrol deputy chief and president of the Border Patrol Foundation, said employing the weapon against hundreds of protesting migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border on Sunday was absolutely warranted.
Yeah.
To clarify, the type of deterrent being used is OC pepper spray, Colburn told co-host Steve Ducey. It's literally water, pepper with a small amount of alcohol for evaporation purposes. It's natural. You could actually put it on your nachos and eat it.
No pun intended.
I know. That fucking killed me. I was like, oh my God. Is that a thinly veiled racist comment?
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, no, it's not, because I don't think that they eat nachos.
No, they don't. That's an American thing.
That's an American thing.
So he says it's a good way of deterring people without the long-term harm. Now, Mark Zahner may know this. Anybody, and we used to joke, my kids and I used to joke with my ex-husband about this all the time. You know, military police officers have to be pepper sprayed. So we used to joke about how my ex-husband could put that shit on his salad and be like, this is fucking delicious. So, you know, it makes you formidable against the person that you're using it against if you build up a tolerance. It's kind of like that, shit, what was that they used in,
rum?
The joke?
It's kind of like rum.
Well, yeah, rum.
I built up I built up a tolerance. So.
No. What was the one in Princess Bride?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, but seriously, what's funny though is people are just losing their fucking. HuffPost has lost their damn minds about how this guy spoke out about it. People are on social media, of course, on Instagram, losing their fucking minds about it. I think it's fucking hilarious. I mean, people joke about pepper spray all the time. People who have used it have a tolerance to it, whatever. I can't be anywhere near the shit because I have asthma. I have eucalyptus oil and an inhaler in my purse for a reason, because I do carry a pepper spray can with me occasionally.
Okay.
But I just think the way he said it is fucking hilarious. You could just put it on nachos, like Bulldog said, no pun intended, but
yeah.
Iocane powder, Matt King.
Iocane, there you go.
Yeah.
It's inconceivable.
Inconceivable. You keep on using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Iocane. Yep. Iocane.
Yes. Yep. Thank you.
Awesome.
Moving right along.
Moving right along to the great state of Tennessee.
Oh, Jesus. Now
well,
what we do?
Let me take this back. It's not necessarily... it didn't necessarily happen in Tennessee, but the woman is from Tennessee. So, Nashville, Tennessee. A Tennessee woman aboard a plane forced an emergency landing in Oklahoma after allegedly making threatening remarks and becoming belligerent. Oklahoma City police say on Saturday flight attendants were unable to calm down 36-year-old Selena Johnson of Knoxville while flying on Southwest Flight 4933, which originated in Nashville and decided to divert to Oklahoma City. I wanted to know where she was going.
I know, right?
An arrest
Did
report
she get better
says...
end of the deal?
Right? Maybe she was going somewhere shitty, and Oklahoma ends up being a better place. An arrest report says several passengers complained that Johnson had threatened them. What was she threatening them about? When confronted by an attendant, Johnson is accused of saying, "Bitch, leave me the fuck alone." Southwest officials confirmed the plane was delayed for 45 minutes before continuing to Phoenix. Oh, she was going to Phoenix. According to the Oklahoma City Police, Johnson was met by local authorities.
John Whittorf says she was going to Florida.
Right. Johnson was met by local authorities and arrested on a charge of public drunkenness. During the ride to jail, officers say Johnson screamed several times and kicked out the rear passenger side window of the patrol car with her feet. Police fastened her feet for the rest of the ride to jail. Johnson
so
is
what
facing...
they're saying is they hogtied her.
Yeah, pretty much. Johnson faces additional charges of disorderly conduct and destruction of city property.
Oops. Well, that's what happens when you're stupid.
Yep, that's what happens when you're from Tennessee.
I'm not from here, just so everybody knows.
Nope.
Anybody that hasn't listened before, I'm not from here. I just live here. There's a difference.
You're from Ohio.
From Ohio. Okay, let me find the original story to this. Give me... So, you guys... Oh.
You want me to do a quick one while you're doing it?
Yes, because I have to look for the original story, because unfortunately I only have the follow-up.
All right, this is great, because we don't get a lot of stories that come out of Louisiana.
Oh, shit.
So this is awesome. West Monroe, Louisiana. A West Monroe man who allegedly left the scene of a crash before... All right, this is fucking awesome. I'm skipping the rest of that fucking sentence. According to an arrest report filed late Monday, David Omery, age 42, was driving under a suspended driver's license from a previous driving while intoxicated charge when the accident happened. A witness saw Omery turn off of Well Road from the center lane versus the turn lane and later struck a vehicle in front of Cracker Barrel. He continued on from the scene until reaching Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, God.
When the trooper arrived, the witnesses pointed out the suspect. He had entered the restaurant, placed an order, and was sitting at the bar with a beer. The trooper said Omery appeared surprised to learn he was involved in a crash. Per the report, Omery performed poorly on field sobriety tests and submitted to a breath sample of 0.164. Yeah.
Say that again?
0.164. The legal limit is 0.08. So he was a little intoxicated.
He was feeling a little toasty.
He was booked on charges of second offense DWI, driving with a suspended license, hit and run, an improper right turn. Bail was set at $8,900, which he posted. But I think they should also fine him for getting his wings at a cheap-ass fucking wing store. Should have went somewhere better, dude. Buffalo Wild Wings, not that good. Not as good as they used to be.
They're just okay. Yeah. They're to me.
I mean, he wasn't going to taste the fucking wings anyway with the 0.164 blood alcohol level.
His taste buds were numb.
Moving right along. Did you find it?
Oh, I found a different story.
All right.
It's actually better.
All right.
We're moving to Kennewick, Washington.
Oh, shit.
A man was taken... Oh, before I... Let me back that up real quick. So this was sent to me by one of our listeners, a guy I served with, Vince Sarno. And just before I read this story...
see him tonight.
I don't know. I don't know, actually.
I saw Cal Klein, though. Cal Klein's here. Yep.
This is another story that's going to make some of you guys double over. Kennewick, Washington. A man was taken to the hospital after cutting off his own testicles with a pocket knife.
Hold on. Dean Cerny just said, "Fuck! That's where I went last night. This connects a few dots."
According to the Kennewick Police Department, they say on Friday, officers were called out to a report of a man cutting up an animal with a knife. That's what she said. When officers arrived on scene, they found a man covered in blood on his hands and pants. Officers say the man was detoxing from alcohol and was confused about what he was doing, cutting off his testicles and leaving them wrapped in a newspaper in a yard off the 1200 block of West Entiat Avenue.
Boy, he taught them.
Yeah, he really showed them, didn't he? They were retrieved and given to medics. The man was taken to Trios Hospital. Mental health professionals were notified. Well, thank God. Now listen, Bulldog. I've had some pretty bad blackout drunk nights. Thank God for good brothers and sisters who took care of me and didn't let me do anything too stupid. I still did stupid shit.
Mutilating your privates?
Yeah, exactly. Like cutting off body parts, for instance. How much? Raise your hands if any of you have ever been that drunk. I am willing.
Put your hands down, Dean.
Yes, Cerny. I am willing to bet, I don't know, $1,000 that this may have been a little messed up.
Yeah, you think?
That's all there is to the story. I couldn't find anything else. So this guy, apparently, maybe we need to find out what he was drinking. It could be what he was drinking.
Yeah. What, absinthe?
You never know. I've had it. It's really not that exciting. But you never know. It could affect people differently.
A lot of people. We're coming up at the end of the show, so we're gonna close it out with this last.
Well, the good thing is he never has to worry about having to wrap that rascal ever again for child prevention.
Hey, just because you don't have any balls doesn't mean you can't get some yuck on your fucking shaft.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about it being contagious. Jason Donahue says this one time at band camp.
All right. This story comes from across the pond. This is going to be the last story of the night, and I kind of saved this for my last one because this story speaks volumes to where we are as a where humanity is in 2018.
Oh, God.
Amanda Liberty, 34, from Leeds, has a tattoo on her arm. Identifying as an objectum sexual, Miss Liberty is currently engaged to a chandelier called Lumiere, and said it was love at first sight after spotting the chandelier on eBay. The chandelier was originally born in Germany 91 years ago and is 28 inches wide. That's what she said.
You beat me to it. Ouch.
Yeah. The tattoo took 1.5 hours to complete, and Miss Liberty said she felt nervous about the needle before getting inked. But she is happy that she now has her love tattooed on her. She was pleased with the end result, said Lumiere also thought it was brilliant. She gave me the energy telling me it was great. Wait a minute. So, she is in love with the chandelier named Lumiere, who's a woman? She tells me when she doesn't like things, but she really likes the tattoo. Miss Liberty first fell in love with the drum kit at the age of 14 and has since gone on to love the iconic Statue of Liberty, even changing her surname by deed poll to Liberty. Yeah, that's where she got the Liberty name from. She was married to the Statue of Liberty. Amanda said, as soon as I saw Lumiere on eBay, I knew immediately that she was the one for me, and it was love at first sight. She was based in Germany, and although I knew it would be tricky to get her home, I knew I needed to find a way to make her mine. I couldn't stop thinking about her and how beautiful she was. She has such a beautiful shape, and I could feel really amazing energy coming from her. After buying the chandelier, I patiently waited for her to be imported into the UK, and after 6 days of waiting, she was finally in my arms. She was disassembled for her own safety, but once I got all her pieces together and she settled into her new home, our relationship just went from strength to strength. Yeah, she was sticking the little fucking glass items up in her hoo-ha. A friend of mine actually named her Lumiere because of the film Beauty and the Beast, after the candlestick who comes alive. Last Valentine's Day, I proposed to signify our long-lasting love. I hope
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little.
I hope at some point we have a commitment ceremony. I haven't been engaged before. It's a very new and exciting. In December of 2017, Miss Liberty said she preferred to spend her nights cuddled up to Jewel, a portable chandelier that she happily tucks into bed with her. Oh, she's cheating on fucking Lumiere? What the fuck? This marriage is not going to last.
Oh my God. I'm seriously,
Lumiere and Jewel are part of a 25-strong chandelier collection that Amanda owns, and even though she is only engaged to Lumiere, she considers herself to be in an open relationship with the others. She identifies herself as objective sexual, which means she is attracted to objects. No, what it means is she is fucking mental.
I was going to say, has anybody talked or offered mental health counseling to this fucking whack job?
Jesus. Now, here's the worst part. They actually wrote the fucking same shit that they had written previous. You can't control who you fall in love with. All right, so I'm skipping over that. You can't control who you fall in love with, and things just went from there. I spend my spare time restoring old and broken chandeliers to their former glory, which I really enjoy, as I can tell they enjoy the attention they receive. My dream, I hope she disinfects the shit after she's done with it. That's all I have to say. My dream job would be to work in public buildings such as Buckingham Palace, looking after the grand chandeliers that they have there. Despite her unique relationships, Amanda insists that her feelings are completely natural and she's happy with her companions. Amanda said, people often can't understand that this is just a natural orientation for me, that I can find the beauty in objects and can sense their energy. I want others to see how happy the chandeliers make me and how much they've enriched my life. I'm not hurting anybody by entering into a relationship with them. I'm simply just following my heart. You should follow your heart right into the fucking loony bin. I'm telling you, you honestly cannot make this shit up. These fucking people are fucking psycho weirdos, and they need to have their fucking head examined.
Dean Cerny says, I love my tractor, but we will not be consummating the relationship.
Nah, that could burn.
Yeah.
That could burn.
Yeah.
All right, so this brings us to the end of the show. This has been another excellent episode of Threatcon 5 Radio here on the Threatcon 5 Radio page and the Threatcon 5 YouTube channel, which I will be getting out. We will post the show tomorrow from the YouTube channel onto the page here so that you can follow it and follow the channel if that seems to be a better way for you. We saw a lot of new people here in the
yeah, we sure did,
in the chat tonight, and I'm glad to see all these new names. I saw Shannon Book in here. Shannon Book is a really good guy down there in Texas. I know he does music. I don't know who he's with now, but he's a good guy. Maybe he'll let us know. And all the other new names that were in here, we hope to see you back here again next week, where we bring you more.
Yeah, we appreciate our loyal listeners for checking in with us every Monday and helping us get the word out by sharing the show.
Yeah, absolutely. But the new people, Shannon Book, Steve Lucier, there was others. I can't remember who the other ones were. But because I suck. I suck. Whatever.
I know.
All
it happens.
Yeah.
The comments fire through so fast it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, and I can't even remember my own name most days. It's hard to remember anybody else's. We're still looking for more people to join the share team. I know Mitchell is on board, and he will be sharing at the beginning of the new year. We got a lot of big surprises coming for 2019. So we are really excited about, and we hope that you're going to be along there with us.
Yeah, we're going to have it's like a new year, new look
Oh yeah, yep.
We're
New
very
look.
excited.
We're gonna be sharing to new platforms. We get some new things in the mix, and Oh, you know what, Judy? I didn't share the biggest news.
You're pregnant again?
What do you mean again? It's my first. You bitch. No. No. Threatcon 5 clothing is coming back effective 1 January.
Oh yes, that's huge. That's fantastic.
Yep, we're gonna be making our return on 1 January, so look for new and old designs that people loved and adored to be coming back. Yeah, really excited about it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So,
super excited.
So we close tonight's show out with saying, please do remember, if you know somebody that's struggling or in need of help, reach out to them, make sure that they're doing fine. Take point rather than waiting for them to reach out to you, because in most cases they're not going to.
Right.
Be there for one another, share a smile, share some love. Let's make our country great again by being the true Americans that we're supposed to be. Judy, you got any closing remarks?
No, just to piggyback, off of what Bulldog said. Reach out to the people that you see. The holidays are upon us. Not everybody loves the holidays. You guys know my story. If you've been following for a long time, it's been a really shitty year for me. But you know what? I'm not letting anybody fucking take my joy of the holidays away from me. So I'm gonna make it my own and do my own thing and enjoy it with my small little family. And just keep in mind, fuck the rules, make it your own, enjoy yourself over the holidays, and keep an eye out for our brothers and sisters who are struggling and really, honestly, can't stand the holidays.
Right on. All right, everybody. That's it. It's another episode of Threatcon 5 Radio. I'm Bulldog. That's Judy. Deuces.
Love you.
Maybe not. I'm trying to hit the fucking. There it goes.